preemptive priority scheduling. So preemptive priority scheduling is, let's do the same thing, let's do the same scenario with the preemptive version. Okay, preemptive priority scheduling. So let me copy it first. So this is preemptive priority scheduling. If we will do the same thing, the same scenario using preemptive version, so how it would be? So at time 0 we have two processes, P1 and P2. Which process to schedule? The process which is having the highest priority. Okay, so I will schedule process P2, but for how much time? For the next arrival of the process. The same preemptive version जैसे हम पिछले वीडियोज़ में करते आ रहे हैं. The first video where I have told you the concept, the preemptive one. So at time P2 will be executed for 2 time unit because the next arrival is 2 time unit. So it has executed 2 time unit and 3 units are left now. So at time 2, when the process P3 had arrived at the ready queue, now there are 3 processes. 2 processes are waiting in the ready queue and 1 process is there in the CPU, allocated to the CPU or running into the CPU, जो कि process P2 है. So which process to allocate? The process which is having the highest priority. Here the highest priority is 1, that is process P3. So we will allocate process P3. Okay, P3 को हम देंगे, P2 को context switching करेंगे. There will be context switching between the process P2 and P3. So 0 to 2 तक ये execute हुआ. Then P3 will execute for how much time? It will execute for the next arrival time, that is 5. But let's see the burst unit, that is 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5 also. So this P3 is executed. After that, once it is allocated to the CPU, it has executed till the next arrival. Okay, so it will execute till the last, and then at time 5 now we have again 3 processes, P1, P2 and P4 in the ready queue. Which process to schedule? The process P2 will be scheduled next. For how much time? For the next arrival time, but it requires only 3 units and the next process is arrived at time 10. So it needs lesser time. So 5 plus 3 is 8. At time 8, the process P2 will be executed. Now only 2 processes have left, process P1 and P4, and process P5 has not arrived yet. Okay, so which process to schedule next? Process P1 or P4? Process P4, right? So how much time? For how much time it will execute? For 2 units only, because the next process is arriving at time 10. So at time 10, तो मैंने इसको 2 यूनिट एग्जीक्यूट कर दिया, तो 18 यूनिट इसका बचा हुआ है. एट टाइम 10 द प्रोसेस P5 हैज़ अराइव्ड इन द रेडी क्यू एंड इट हैज़ हाइएस्ट प्रायोरिटी अमंग द प्रोसेसेस विच आर there in the system now. So P5 there will be context switching. P4 will come back to the ready queue and P5 will be allocated for how much time? For the whole time. Why? Because it is having the highest priority here. ठीक है, so P5 कब तक execute होगा? 2 यूनिट उसको चाहिए, तो 2 यूनिट वो पूरा execute हो जाएगा. Now it is also 0. ठीक है, P2 भी हमारा 0 हो चुका है. Now which is left? P1 and P4. So which process to allocate next? P4, because of the highest priority. For how much time? Plus 18, 12 plus 18 is 30. Okay, then next last process, which is process P1, which came earlier at time 0 but had not been scheduled yet. This is the problem. Okay, this is the problem with priority that we have discussed. The process with lower priority will be starving for the CPU. Can you see that? Process P1 will require 10 units, so 30 plus 10, it is 40 unit. We can calculate the completion time. So what is completion time? See, P1 is executed till 40, P2 8, P3 5, P4 30, P5 12. Then turnaround time completion time minus arrival time. So it is 48, 3, 25, 2. Then waiting time, it is turnaround time minus burst time. So this 38 minus 5, 3, then 0, and then 5, and then 0. Here we can calculate the response time as well. So what is the response time? Response time is calculated as when the process has arrived and when it will be scheduled. So process P1 has arrived at time 0, but it is scheduled at 30. So it is 30 minus 0 is 30 response time. Process P2 has arrived at 0, but it is scheduled at 0. So it has this 0 minus 0. Process P3 is scheduled at 2, but it is arrived at 2. Okay, 2 minus 2, 0. Process P4 had scheduled at 8 and it has arrived at 5. So 8 minus 5, it is 3. Process P5 have been scheduled at 10 and it is arrived also at 10. So 0. So this is response time. So now you can calculate the average turnaround time, average waiting time, and average response time. Okay. How would you calculate? You will sum the average turnaround time and then a waiting time and response time, and then divided by the number of processes. So in this way you can calculate the average turnaround time, waiting time, and average response time as well. Okay, hope you have got little information about the priority scheduling, and I think I have cleared all the concept so that you can solve non-preemptive version also and preemptive version of priority scheduling. If you like the video, please hit the like button and please subscribe my channel so that I can be motivated for making more videos for you all. See you in the next video with the gate questions. Thank you very much.